What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. OG here. Kind of an impromptu stream because I want to play some eFootball. That's the bottom line. Just released a video kind of talking about my behind the scenes path in eFootball, right? The bottom line, I'll just summarize a little bit of the video. A lot of things that I don't like regarding the path Konami's went down. Tons more things I don't like regarding things that a lot of the players are using as crutches to get around playing skilled football. But at the end of the day, the magic's still there, and that's what led me to continue playing eFootball despite being kind of, for lack of a better term I used in the video, disgusted. It sounds harsh, but it's true, right? So I started playing offline, started digging into where I could improve if the game was worth it to me to create content on. And at the end of the day, with the awesome community of people I've met that are playing this game, that play it the right way, that play it for the right reasons, which is to enjoy a sport that we all love, to compete and play great football, and to essentially get to be the best football players we can be. Not the best shortcut takers, the best glitchers, the rattiest, but the best footballers on the sticks, right? And so that's the goal. And I've decided, after playing game after game after game offline, trying a ton of different things, it was time to jump on and share some of this. And this is what I've come up with right now as sort of a counter to the meta, a way to still play beautiful football, right? But still be effective and be able to compete and win games. So it's essentially a four-back, right? Essentially a 4-1-4-1. Once Beckenbauer, when you see the individual instructions, once Beckenbauer goes and joins the back four defensively, right? You see defensive, deep line. So that puts Beckenbauer right in between Van Dijk and Thuram, okay? Maldini and Thuram essentially become left and right backs again. Vieira stays as the defensive mid, right? When you look at the individual instructions, then on offense, both Beckenbauer and Vieira stay home, right in front of the back line, right? So they're still available as passing options. You could still manually trigger one. Typically, you want it to be Vieira, because Beckenbauer, we want him to join that back four, right? And then Vieira will stay as a passing option. Extremely lethal in that defensive midfield spot. He's such a force, constantly can win balls on the ground, in the air, absolutely dominant. Then when you look out wide here, Seedorf and Bellingham. Now, I tried out, and sometimes when I sub, if we're holding a lead, I'll still do it, but I tried out with left back, Silvestre, and then just to practice, since I don't really have a offensive right back I put in from the reserves, I put in this Dumfries card, right? Who is a whole player, but he can play right back, even though he's a much better defensive player, not on this card. So that worked out very well. The only problem is, what I like about having left and right mids, in this case with Seedorf and Bellingham, especially with Bellingham being a whole player and Seedorf being a box-to-box, they both make those darting runs and give you some width in the attack, but also still give you great coverage defensively and have great defensive capabilities, right? So, with that being said, we then have a three-pronged attack down the center, spearheaded by Eto, who I kept as SS, just so he kept his whole player, movement. So that would trigger those darting runs into the gaps, which is similar to what if he was a no play style player role center forward, right? But with SS keeping that whole player capability, the movement's excellent, right? And then Pele being a deep line forward, once he goes to AMF, he essentially becomes a no player role AMF, but he operates in much of the same way. If I have him at SS, he would be a forward coming to the ball, and as a no play style AMF, pretty similar, just a classic number 10, but he gets the ball a lot and he's able to dart forward. Sometimes he'll make those darting runs. He's just incredible all around, from movement to his dribbling, his ability to create chances from nothing. And Baggio's much of the same. Only difference is, as a creative playmaker, instead of making more darting runs forward like a whole player would, like even Bellingham makes these sharp darting runs to the gaps, Baggio actually is looking to receive the ball and then play Eto'o or Pele making a run, Bellingham, or even Seedorf. And he's excellent on the ball as well. I also had Platini in there previously as a classic 10. I really like this role. Very similar. He's a little more stationary, I would say, but very similar to the creative playmaker in the way that I use him as an AMF. But I like Baggio a little bit better on the ball, right? When you look at the stats, good passing, elite dribbling, and then actually I'm going to change something up here too. His dribbling can be a bit lowered, so you have to make sure you look at that stuff, but I go by the rule of 5, so this is good to show. For example, the dribbling, 92, 92, 91. I don't want the tight possession being the lowest to go beyond 90, but I can lower that 1. So I go to dribbling, lower that 1, and that's why I kept it that way, because there's nowhere else I could add it. So I move that back up. And then when I look around, let's see. Yep, there's nothing else I could change there. So perfectly fine. Okay, so Platini can come in there, but Baggio's just a little bit better on the ball, right? And then typically I'll sub Platini here, maybe Michael Owen or David Villa. If I put David Villa, I cheat him out to the left, and then he gets that link-up play with Beckenbauer, and he can be absolutely lethal. If we're holding the lead, I'll switch out Seedorf for either Silvestre's first choice or maybe Serginho if I want to go a little more attacking. Keep almost the same as Seedorf. Silvestre's a little more defensive. Cruyff for Pele, Cruyff or Rivaldo. Typically Cruyff's our first choice, obviously. And then defensive midfielders. This Henderson card's an absolute beast to come in for Vieira. And then Rijkaard can replace Beckenbauer because he can slide back in and play center back if need be, right? Whereas Henderson only has it as a secondary. Obviously, if we want to switch like Van Dijk, I would go Van Boyten. And then Maldini and Thuram, they never come out, right? Van Dijk typically doesn't either. But I'll keep my main subs in the attacking area, and maybe one of these two, typically maybe a Beckenbauer. But these back three rarely, if ever, get subbed out. So the triangles, as you can see, still exist everywhere, right? Yes, we're more defensive to start, but then we break out with long ball counter, make runs forward, a lot of super cancels to call players back to, a lot of up, back, and throughs. We're fine staying down the middle, but because we have width, we can get up those wings too. Eto'o can make those diagonals, or even Pele and Roberto out wide, which opens up gaps in the middle. It's just an excellent setup with a lot of different variety. So let's get in and show everyone how it's done. I think I got everything to let me make sure the individual instructions. Yep, Vieira, Beckenbauer defensive, Beckenbauer on deep line, so defensively it becomes a back 4. This, if you want to do tight marking or man marking in game, or you could potentially put a counter target on there if you wanted, Baggio or Pele or Eto'o maybe. I don't. Yeah, I like their movement just how it is. And then in game, obviously, if I switch to, for me, Owen or Villa, or for you, any advanced forward, you just switch this to CF from SS, right? And then as long as they're an advanced forward, which Eto'o obviously isn't, then you can click into link up play and select the players at halftime. Beckenbauer's already ready. You would just add Owen or Villa, and boom, you'd have that link up play. Sometimes I do that typically after the first half, seeing how things are going. But yeah, other than that, we're pretty much set. So let's get into it. All right, our opponent is coming out in just a simple 4-3-3. He's going to be looking to cross back post Ronaldo. Very defensive down the middle, so we're going to look at a lot of balls through the outside, then working it in, right? If they were more heavy down the outsides, we would look to play a lot of triangle balls in here, and that can still work for sure, depending on how well our opponent defends. But defensively, we're in a good spot with Seedorf and Bellingham, right? Being able to come in and help, and as you can see, he's moving it around, but he'll look to cross that back post to Ronaldo. So Ronaldo will be playing on the left. So Seedorf will be able to help mark him, and then Maldini a bit. And then, let's see, based on how he changed, he's trying to close up that middle. He's worried about the middle. So we'll look for a lot of balls like Bellingham darting forward and Seedorf to pull his players out wide. Then we'll work it back in. So very diverse what we can do with this 3-2-4-1. And we're locked up pretty good in the middle. If he does try any crosses or tries to work it in with those defensive mids, remember, Beckenbauer slides back, so it's like 4 backs with 1 defensive mid, and then some extra wide coverage with Seedorf and Bellingham. So look, you see there, he'll be going for the crosses a lot. Let's see, from Camavinga in, and he'll be going for a lot of those diagonal through balls too. He's got him as right and left mid. So we'll tight mark Ronaldo. Yep, tight mark Ronaldo. He'll be looking to cut in probably for a finesse with Griezmann or to cross. Griezmann's got a good passing on him. That card in particular. So that's what he's looking for. We can time mark Ronaldo, or we could go Griezmann because we have the deep line on. We'll start off with Ronaldo though. See if we can't lock him up and win some headers. And we'll just have to pressure that cross. So we'll actually be Bellingham marking Ronaldo then. And then Seedorf will be on Griezmann, which I'll take. I like that. I like those matchups. That Bellingham card's sick. So let's see how we do here. 3-2-4-1 setup. We'll take it. You're in. Oh, good. He was on with his goalie. Good. Good. Offsides. Good. Put pressure on. Good. Good. Oh. We knew what he was going for, and we marked it up. Good. Perfect. You're in again. Oh my goodness. It's like they got confused. I knew we should go for it. That was perfect ball. Great ball again. See, very versatile here. There it is. Goal. Bravo, boys. You see Pele, absolute beast. Sees the ball at his feet, explosive. Brilliant stuff. A lot more patience in this defensively, and that's something I had to Learned from my last go-around, too, that was costing me. There it is again. Oh, good D. Tried to force it. You can't force it. Look, going down the wings. Good run by Pele. Baggio's there. Ah. Good by Thuram. Ah, nope. I wanted diagonal there. I read it. Was able to get there first with Thuram. We're fine with that. He'll win it there. That's good. And then he forces it. Go backwards. We're fine. Boom. Boom. The triangle's there. Triangles again. Look all the way out wide. Yep. It's okay. Wait, what? Thought that was a corner. Probably could have snuck him through. I probably shouldn't have went all the way out wide. It's my fault there. Sent him. I wanted to give him time to run. Just a little too much. That's okay. Man, if I could go back and look, I probably had that through ball there where I went all the way out wide. Nope. We got that. Boom. Oh. Good. Good. Pele's going to get there. Come on, Vieira. We're fine. Beautiful stuff. No way. I should have done the actual give and go. That was my fault. Just playing beautiful football here, boys, as you can see. Ah, silly. Beautiful ball. Look at that. Look at that. Just brilliance. Really playing good football, really mixing and matching, and this is what I'm talking about with regards to the magic that you can make in eFootball. You just cannot produce this type of football in FC. And that's where you can show the right way to play this as opposed to the ratty ways. That is my whole point in this game, embodies that, right? You're going to make mistakes without a doubt. I mean, look at this. Just brilliance. Very patient, very good football. We made our mistakes at times, but then we learned and we got better. And then as I improve, as I get sharper in eFootball, it's only going to get prettier. It's only going to get better. Quicker decision making, sharper, better passing patterns, better defensive decisions, even though the defensive system overall is very ugly. Getting it down pat on the right time to pressure, the right time to basically time your pressure so you don't get walked around. Being very smart, very tight and compact defensively so they can't play those ratty automatic through balls. Sometimes they're just going to occur because what can you do? Right? But then you also have those players that just try to spam them and constantly go for them. So now we go take a look at our opponent, see what changes he made, and you see what he's going for here. He's going to try to go right more down the center and essentially just force those balls into Ronaldo and Haaland. We should be able to eat this up, no problem. Remember, we're tight marking Ronaldo. Holland, we don't need to make a change there. We can only choose one. Right now I'm going to stay tie marked on Holland. Or sorry, Ronaldo. Holland will try to keep at bay, and this is what he's going to try to do. Just force those balls in as he puts pressure. Look, you're in, Bells. I don't know why Bellingham didn't go further there. Van Dijk. So see, we're very good in the aerial department. Forced that one through. That was my fault, obviously. He's getting very desperate, very ugly football. You're going to see that a lot. Unfortunately, it can be more successful than you'd like, but that's okay. Good. Good ball. Again. Yep, you're in. See, that's a dangerous ball there. That's a dangerous ball. Not the prettiest way to score it, but right here, he needed to switch to his center back. That's where you got to learn. Very rookie mistake. You have to understand the game, and that's one thing that when I was getting upset at the type of players I was up against, similar to this type of player before, I kind of went offline and kind of looked in the mirror at, yes, it wasn't skilled football, but how much of it was stuff that I couldn't, battle. Because when you can battle the nonsense, just like in other games with the rattiness, other football games, then that's okay. And the fact that you can play good football in here, right, still play beautiful, skilled football, then if you can battle the nonsense, it's worth it compared to the other games that aren't as true to football, right? Maybe they don't have as much rat nonsense and more capabilities, like FC is what I'm referring to, but you just don't get that magic. Like I said, FC is a very soulless game. Doesn't bring you any type of football joy, if you will. Oh, great touch there. Was that Seedorf? Playing pinball a bit. Look at the run. Yeah. Oh. I think his AI just bailed him out. I don't think he's seen that run. Don't even play with it. But those are dangerous right there. I wouldn't typically want that because they can hit off the attackers and go in. Look, he's forcing it. Look at that. Out wide. Not where I wanted. I didn't power it up enough. That's on me. Good. I blocked off the potential passing lane. Look all the way out wide again. Good. Boom. 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 Oh. Take our time with it. But you see there, the magic is there. If you go back, you see where we got so many options. And as I get more comfortable in this 3-2-4-1, I'll only get better with choosing the right options. We're trying to go to Vieira here. Good. Or no, Beckenbauer's fine. Good. Good little tiki-taka. Good give and goes. Boom. Again. Boom. Oh, just one pass off there. But see, just the absolute beauty you can make in this setup. You got to love it. And look at this. We're getting everybody involved. It's fine. Sometimes you have to do this and go backwards and restart. And if nothing's there, you clear it. Right here, I like Bellingham's chance of winning that. Good. Not powerful enough on the header. Look at that diagonal. Yep. You're in. Eto'o. Oh my goodness. I just broke my elbow on my desk. And Eto'o missed. I have no idea. Did he get... There must have been a tug or something. Eto'o doesn't miss those. Unreal, but beautiful try. Beautiful chance. He's not switching manually to his backs. He's leaving that room to go through. And see how I'm mixing up, back, and throughs. I did a super cancel there because I had a one-touch pass ready. Because I actually was going to go to Pele coming too, and then I changed it up. I super canceled, but see, I forced it. I super canceled, but then when I was going to call him too, I canceled that out and kept the run going because I saw he was going to sneak through. Close there. It's okay. Good. Sometimes I don't mind when you go up by 3. I got to still be careful, but I want to practice my defending too. Forces the cross. And there I was more worried about making sure I was controlling he's going to get the cross in. Like right here, I know the cross is coming, so I'm trying to manually control my center back and make sure he doesn't get a free header with Holland, right? Because I learned if you do take control, right, see, you have a better chance. Now I lost that one, and you see he gets a trash goal. It's going to happen sometimes, but that's good to learn, right? But I wanted to try to control my own defender because I can put myself in a bit better position. So now we're going to practice. We're going to go all blue. And we're going to make him work for it. Because he's just going to try to force those crosses in. And we're going to keep a hold of the ball as much as we can. There we go. Boom. Boom. Now we work it up. Boom. Ah, see? This is what you got to worry about, though. We know he's going for these crosses to force them. Good. Foul. Perfect. But see, so you don't want to get the ball and think, oh, I don't want to upset him. I don't want to. It's not wasting time to keep possession. Okay? To go backwards, to go forward before you go forwards. Here's what I mean. You don't just got to run right into your opponent. It's not a rule to run right into him and give him a chance, because now they're risking everything and you're trying to keep the ball, so you end up giving them counterattacks like this right here. I wanted to show the example what I meant. So just keep the ball, be patient, just like in real football. I'm not saying do the old FC, this is a new one, but people have been taking the ball, flicking it up to themselves, and just heading it to their goalie over and over after they go up a goal. Well, obviously that's illegal in real football, so that would definitely be defined as a rat move. But just keeping possession, making your opponent... There's some that will sit back in their counterattacking deep block and get mad if you don't just run into their great wall of defenders so they can then play a spam through ball or a spam long ball to run on with their Holland or Ronaldo or whatever, right? It's not your job to do that. They got to come out of their defensive block to get you. And typically when they do that, that's when you can exploit them and go through the holes, and it's like you're going to have to come back from giving up 3 goals. That's your fault. It's not my job to keep scoring and giving you a chance, in return. So anyway, you guys get what I'm saying, but you see how diverse that 3-2-4-1 is, which is essentially, like I said, I wish they did. This is something they could learn from FC, though, with the ball and without the ball scan. But just imagine Beckenbauer slipping that back, right, in between Van Dijk and Thuram. So that's 4 backs. Maldini and Thuram turn into the wing backs, right? Beckenbauer and Van Dijk turn into center backs. Vieira is our defensive mid. So that's 4, right? 4 backs. Vieira is the 1 defensive mid. And then you have left and right mids. 4-1. 4, because Baggio and Pele with Seedorf and Bellingham make up the midfield 4. And then Eto'o, right? So you have your CDM and then 2 cams. So it's essentially like an attacking 4-5-1, right? Attacking 4-5-1. The only difference is, in a typical 4-5-1, at least how they are in these games, it's 4 backs, 1 CM, 2 attacking mids, and then your wing mids. In this case, it's 4 backs, 1 DM, and then 2 AMs, or AMFs and DMFs, however you want to say it. So you get the picture, right? The triangles remain everywhere. You can go wide, you can go down the middle. These long switches are on, and we didn't even sub there. We didn't even get to the point where we had to sub. I was into the game, which is good and bad, right? I don't want to forget subs, because in a tight game you forget subs, and it could be that 1 play too late or 2 plays too late, where if your player wasn't dead tired, you might have done well, maybe got a goal or prevented a goal. So you do got to remember your subs. I don't like auto subs. There's a way to obviously go in, and I don't even know where it is. Right here, you can turn auto subs, auto offside trap, auto changing your attack and defensive levels. Don't go with any of this. Change your presets, no, right? Game plan list. So where is... So we have a sub tactic on, and I haven't even done anything with this yet. But let's say I did, just to show you guys real quick, right? So first of all, we'll go into our manager. And the reason why I don't need one really is because while I'm mastering this, it's good cover defensively and still has good attacking. But honestly, if I wanted to go more attack and kind of change it up, we could go long ball. Long ball's got a low block. After defending, everyone gets back. Just a little bit higher than long ball counter, not much though. So long ball just doesn't send the entire team going forward, right? Just some of your attacking players. So this will be to take advantage of, for instance, link up play in those long diagonal balls. So we'll go sub tactic long ball. And then we'll edit our positioning. Look at how crazy this setup was. Good thing I didn't accidentally go to this. My OCD makes me have to put them as tight as I can together. Alright. DMF is Vieira. And I accidentally put Bellingham back there instead of Thuram. Get everybody in the general areas there. Alright, so the goal is to give him something totally different than what we're doing, right? That's the goal. So the way I'd want to do it is utilize the width, or I could bring these to the center. So they're going to go long. So I like starting these long ball counter, long ball, stuff like that, where the player's going to be going away. I like starting them tighter together so they have more room to move forward. If I wanted to do link up, I'd have to pull Beckenbauer up. But I also would need a advanced striker put in there. So let's see. More wide. So now instead of these two being wide, they come in and they'll work in these gaps between Baggio and Pele. Alright, I like it. 4-3-3, one defensive mid. But basically what I'd be looking for is to spray these balls up and diagonal. These two will be running in. And they can also send diagonals in. Not to mention Seedorf through to Pele, Bellingham through to Baggio. Up, back, throughs. So that's what we would be going for. In one ball. And then individual instructions. On offense, we got Vieira staying defensive. I don't like putting anchoring on unless I notice it in the game, because I want Vieira to be free to move side to side if needed. And then I would go 2 counter targets. And it would be both Baggio and Pele. And if I have subs, I have to make sure I do this, because they'll stay forward. I don't mind if Eto'o, because Eto'o's going to be making plenty of forward runs as a whole player in this just naturally. Baggio is a creative playmaker and Pele is a deep lying forward. Naturally, they'll want to come to the ball. So as counter targets, that will help keep him pushed a little further up, because I want to really look for those long diagonals. Is what I'm looking for with this sub tactic. So Vieira stays defensive. Counter target Baggio and Pele. Perfect. And if you're wondering too, when you look at all the ratings, it stands out that Seedorf's a 99. Well, first of all, let's see if I would change any of this. So as a wide midfielder, it's pretty good. Right, I lowered his defense enough. Good speed and acceleration. Good dribbling, elite passing. Finishing's a little lower than you would want, as opposed to like Bellingham's 91. 75, 77. See if there's anything I would change here. I don't think there is. Let's just make sure. Shooting 76. Acceleration can go down 1. There we go. And I'll tell you why we want that at 90 here in a sec. And the rule of fives, 85, 90, 95, right? What's up, Ali? How are you? So then we have 1 left. We could just add it wherever. All we have is aerial strength to add it to, so we might as well. Boom. So the reason why he's 99 is because I changed him drastically, lowering his defensive abilities. And actually, you know what I see here defensively? Oh, that's already at 0. So see, I took these way down. His defensive abilities are naturally way higher. So now his dribbling's all in the 90s. You see the numbers turn blue. And to me, that there's no doubt that triggers a difference, right? If I'm at 86, 87, or something like that, and I can't get to 90, or I'm at 77, 78, like with offensive awareness, I'll take the points away if I can use them elsewhere, right? So bringing that dribbling to 90 as a left midfielder is sometimes he'll make those runs diagonal where he's chasing the ball down and he's got it at his feet, or he's making runs where he has some space up the left side. You want him to have strong dribbling, right? So that will help out a ton. He's not going to get a ton of shots when he does. 75, it's not the worst ever, right? But as a setup man, elite passing and now elite level dribbling too for when that's needed. You don't want him stiff on the ball when he has the ball running up the left side. Defensively, plenty good enough to help, track back and do well. Excellent speed and acceleration, and then perfect stamina, right? Then you go over to Jude, same thing. Good enough defensively. Speed and acceleration are good, but he's a whole player, so he'll make a little bit more, targeted, sharp offensive runs is the best way I can describe it, right? Box to box, Seedorf's up and back, but he's not looking for those gaps between the defense to really make those darting runs to potentially get chances. But that's fine. Bellingham is built for that stat-wise, the way he plays in real life. He's just doing it from the right side instead of more central. So let's take a look and make sure he's as sharp as we. So tackling, defensive, and speed players. So that shutdown's fine because it allows us to take those points and put them elsewhere. You see he doesn't have the highest dribbling. Okay. Try to get that dribbling up 1. Finishing can go down 1. Balance, acceleration, offensive awareness. Okay, that's perfect. Bring that dribbling up at least 1. So now he's got, okay. And then we can bring that ball control up to 90 even. Perfect. See, I wasn't as sharp when I was creating these, eh? And then defending or aerial strength, but jumping, physical contact. Heading. So we'll go defending. Slow enough where that will raise all 4. Perfect. Good. So we're set now with our wings there. Built in perfectly for the wings. In Baggio's dribbling, can I help in another area is what I want to look at. Let's see. If dribbling goes down 1, it only gives us 1. Don't really see where it can help. He's elite everywhere else. That's the only area where it really can be okay. Alright, Baggio's good. How about Pele? Balance. Acceleration can go. Nope, we want that at 90. Okay. Alright. Three. Get that to 90 and 85 would be nice. I don't think I can do it though. Let's see with the dribbling. Tight possession would go too low. Which one's more important, the passing or the balance at 90, eh? Passing. Oh, I need one more for that passing. Well, if we can't get to 90 with the passing, then 85's fine. 80. So then we would lower that to 80. 581. Not quite there. The finishing went down to offensive awareness. Brought the finishing down from 95 to 92. So offensive awareness, putting that over finishing. That'll be an interesting one to see how that works out. We're going to keep it. If I have to, though, I had offensive awareness at 91, finishing at 95. Balance is now at 93. Balance acceleration. Took some from his journaling too, but I feel like that's a lead enough. We're going to see how this new bill works out. I'm going to toy with it a little bit. And Beckenbauer, we'll keep his center back settings. That's nearly perfect. Good. Eto and a striker build. That's perfect. Man, what a beast. These are some beastly players, guys. A little unnecessary to be that high. Aggression. Since aggression can't hit 95. Jumping, physical contact, heading. Heading 90, okay. Since aggression can't hit 95, we can take this down to 93, 92, 91, 90 to 90. We want tackling at 95. Perfect. And now we change here. So speed and acceleration. Passing could be good for him too, but all right. So for passing, wrong thing. Whoops. Fun with it. I'm in speed. 67, 89, 90. Only can get it to 89. Physical contact. 6, 7, 8, 9, 90. Nope, can't get that to 90 either. Oh yeah, I can. Boom. Jumping and heading. Jumping just got more elite there. And we'll bring just the passing on the next one. Okay. That'll do. 85s. necessary. Let's see what Maldini's. He's got 82, 82, 77. Well, rules is 75 or 85. Okay. Oh, his dribbling can go down 1. 2 actually. So I can get that speed to 90 then. Jumping fizz contact heading. Okay. Heading I want at 90. Let's see if I can get that speed up to 90 now. Yep, 90. Perfect. We'll take it. I'd rather have speed up to 90 rather than physical contact at 90. All right, perfect. Now we just make sure Van Dijk's good. He's an absolute beast, by the way. He's an absolute... Oh, the speed at 85 I'd rather have. Can I get the speed up to 85? Acceleration, balance, speed, acceleration, balance, and stamina. That'll do. Wish it could be 85, but... Alright, and then Taram. Henderson's an A, that's why he was playing so good. Okay, so... Alright, I'm liking that. I always like to touch these players up just in certain areas where I might have been missing something before, or looking at something differently. All right, that's the starting lineup. All set. Maybe I'll do some of these subs later. I like how Jordan Henderson's in the A, but I don't want to take out Vieira. Whoa, Omar. Having a good time, buddy? Ali, sorry, man. I was knees deep in fixing my players, but it's just, there's still some magic in it. I played a lot of games online to see if I could get past a lot of the crap, and I was able to. To me, there's just that little bit of magic that's still left from that feeling you used to get from football games. That little bit of magic, the only place you can feel that is eFootball, despite all the other crap. So it's just about learning to battle through it, which is what I've been working on. Alright, so we already know what he'll be going for. Time mark. We're just going to see how it plays out. No type marking yet. Alright, so this opponent clearly is going to be looking for those diagonal through balls and crosses to Lua and Haaland, maybe some cut-ins from Mbappe and especially Messi. The long balls from Beckham and Kochu to Lua and Haaland, or Mbappe and Messi running through. So just a classic 4-4-2 can absolutely be dangerous. But with our setup, we have the wing mids to cover it. We have good defensive cover. Should be alright. We shall see. These opponents could be very dangerous for sure. So that's what we're looking to find out. Two lethal finishers up top, so we got to make sure we're on them. Don't let them get shots. Good. Good. Look at that. Should have just shot it. I'm so dumb. That's what I get. Overthinking. Look at that. This is what I mean. And 1-0. Instead of 1-0 me, it's 1-0 him on some ratty trash. It's alright. We'll keep playing our game. That's my fault. I played great football to start. Two can play that game, right, guys? Alright. Should be 1-0 me. Said it's 1-1, so let's go back and get him. You woke up the giant, buddy. You woke up a giant. We already knew what kind of players we were going to face here. And so we can do the same thing, right? Good ball in. Look, up, back, through. Yeah, good luck, brother. You can't hang playing football with me. You can be a rat all day, but you ain't gonna be able to play football with me. Oh no. Beautiful defense. Look at this. Boom. Seedorf with a beautiful run. Beautiful. Get in. Oh, you got lucky. That's okay. Oh, go to it. I should have super canceled and sent it. Get out of here, you little force feeder. You're in. Oh. Oh, you got lucky again. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Good football. Good football, boys. Keep playing this rat just the same way. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Oh. We already know what you're going for, buddy. Good, Bellingham. Get up and win that easy. Beautiful ball. Get out of here. See, I'm learning how to defend it better. Football, boys. That's what prevails, is football. Football. Whoops. It's alright. Now we regroup. Beautiful. Again. Good. It's fine. Get out of here. Good bells. Yep, go ahead. Super cancel. Boom. Good. Give and go. Yep. Give and go again. Good. Good. Through. Yes. Yes, boys. That is football. This is how you play football. Period. We gotta leave the boys a little message. Boys, couldn't sleep, so I did an impromptu live stream. Broke down all my tactics, all the stuff I've been learning and working on offline before I came on. My first video is kind of an explanation of that, of why I'm here, for the magic that's underneath the crap, and that I had to look in the mirror and kind of see what I could battle and what I couldn't, with regards to the nonsense on top of like the good core of eFootball. So I explained that, but this second video that's going to come at noon, but released right away for members, it's going to be a treat for you guys. I can't wait for you to watch the football, man. And a lot of it's inspired from our community. So shout out to you guys. That second breakdown with the tactics, and it's going to show 2 different games where the second one I'm playing currently against a complete rat. It's not even over yet, and I'm already that confident. He scored a crap goal right away, cheap goal, and we just came back with beautiful football. So I'm on stream. I'm going to finish this up, but stay tuned for that. Shout out to you guys, though, because we're going to have some fun playing some eFootball, and I probably wouldn't have gave the game the right chance that it deserves if it wasn't for you guys talking me through a lot of the crap. So here's to you guys. Talk soon. Peace. Yeah, if you're not joined, join up with my Discord, man. We have some of the coolest guys in that community. Some of the coolest. Alright, let's stay locked in. Let's stay locked in. In all fairness, it should be 4-0. Shouldn't have went for that extra pass. That was the FC player in me with the extra rat pass. The extra cheese, you know. $16, so if I want to, I can make one quick sub. Diego 666. I've played this guy before, I remember. Little rat. Good. Oh. Oh, good. Yes. Ah. He's just trying to run through everything. Yes. I didn't want to touch it out of bounds, so I just canceled. Yes. Oh, good try. Get in. Ah. How's that, buddy? Chase that around. Every time you force it, I'm just going to take time off the clock. Look at Bellingham releases. That's fine. We'll take it. Good, Baj. Should have cut it back. Done a skill move backwards. Probably would have fouled me. Thank you again. No way. See, that's where I gotta get smarter with that shit. Bellingham releases. I love how the whole players release like that. That's awesome. It's better than risking what I just risked, but I still did anyway. He made a diving save on that. Good, Baj. Oh, no way. Oh, that was not even close to the best option. Silly there. I have way better options. I kind of got caught in the moment. It's fine. It's fine. We're up 3-1. He's just trying to run through me, get a tackle back. Just like a guy with the name 666 would. No way. Perfect. He held down sprint. If you let go sprint. I've made that mistake too. That's how I know. Good. There it is. Game over. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, they didn't want me to finish the game off like that. 3 goals was too much. There we go. We'll take the tackle backs. Saw it coming. Too much sprint dribbling. Beautiful football to set up another goal. Couldn't get the finish. That did not go as planned. Come on, 666. You're in. Good night. Game over. Game over. I'm going to check our message history too. I'm pretty sure this dude ratted me to a victory before. It could be another cool dude with some dumb PSN, but either way, it's a beautiful thing when you beat these rats. Uh-oh, what are you thinking about? Were you going to try to disconnect glitch? You're going to try to... You just want to pause it and run the timeout? Thinking you're punishing me or something when you waste your own time? What do you want to do? What rat stuff? Glitched. Try to do the force through ball on him. Like he's been trying to do the whole time. Notice how I didn't score one of those goals, right? No force nonsense. Still no subs. I gotta remember to do that. Just whooping everyone now. And you'll see I'm on a big unbeaten streak because, like I said, I played offline. I studied some of the things I did wrong because the last time, all this crap that these losers try to do, like what he started with, his only shot on goal the whole game, I was letting that get me. but I had to look in the mirror first. If I truly couldn't fix a lot of the nonsense because it was just too much, just like in UFL, well, then there's no point in playing the game. But as you can see, I learned how to play good football and get around the ratty BS. And when you do that, eFootball, there's nothing like it, man. As far as the other games, it has so much room to improve, but as far as the other games, it's the only game that still has that it factor. And it can be much, much, much better. So let's see what level this guy was able to rat his way to. Division 2 only. Diego XXX. Let's look at, see if there's a little history there. Pretty sure there is. No? Interesting. Thought I remembered this guy, maybe. I guess not. So there you go. There you have an excellent session. We're working our way in. About a game from Division 2 goes to 12-3. Today's officially my birthday too, so not a bad way to start my birthday. And when you see those 8 losses, about what? 5 or 6 of those were just in a row, like trying to prove a point. Rats. And instead of like, okay, how do I get through this and battle this? It was just like, look at this dog crap. But then I kept wanting to play eFootball again, so I just went back to the drawing board, did some internal, fixing, if you will, and now we're back better than ever, man, having a blast playing eFootball. So we'll go from there. As far as spinning goes, I did put $70 into getting potentially Pepe Macon, because I was going, instead of the 3, what was it? Three, 2, 4, 1. What I did was 5, 2, 2, 1. Or no, it was a 5, 1. Five, 1, 3, 1. Because then I had 3 attacking mids in a shadow striker, the 2 wing back. Picture Seedorf and Bellingham as wing backs running up that wing with 3 AMFs running off of Eto. Right, 1 defensive midfielder in front of the 5. And it worked pretty good. The only thing I didn't like about it is I like how like Bellingham and Seedorf cheat way further up. Especially Bellingham as a whole player. It works out beautifully. So in that way, I'm glad, it was a $70 donation to find out this sweet spot in this 3-2-4-1 where I can still play beautiful football, because when you have attacking fullbacks, they get up, but not in the same way as having a left and right mid like this. Right? It just works out better. I wouldn't mind that Platini upgrade. As a whole player, he would honestly because the other one's in the classic 10. 2 creative playmakers. No matter what, Pele's in there as an AMF or a striker, but I like him more as an AMF, getting the ball and being able to dribble. And then as a striker, just being a deep line forward, yeah, Pele's built to be an AMF. This Pele's built to be a no player role AMF. Yeah, you're like, well, look at his passing though, but you know what I was looking at, he doesn't need that type of speed. Should give Cruyff the chance in there as a whole player. I bet you he can be a beast. Maybe even over Baggio. Finishing. Phenomenal pass. Phenomenal pass. Acceleration burst and phenomenal finishing. Perfect. Yeah, this is pretty perfect. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna see if Cruyff does good there as a whole player shooting in. I kind of want him on the opposite like this though. Rarely uses his right, left, regularly. Just be his Bellingham will be shooting up. All right, cool. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like and subscribe. Sorry, I know I kind of got a little, let's call it sidetracked, but it's more just making sure I was straightened out with everything. I'm very OCD, so some very good games, some very good videos to share, just for those who are like my boy Ali up there. Like, how do you still play this? Hopefully, I kind of gave a good showcase of what this game can be. Because trust me, I was saying the same thing as Ali and was almost done, but there's just something. A lot of it was driven by my community. I was like, let me give it a second look, and it's just um, there's a lot of great people in this game, and the ability to play great football. So even if it's rough, stick to it. I can help you out, show you what helped me get past a lot of the rough spots. So yeah, hope you stay tuned. Make sure you like the stream if you're still here. If you watch this later, subscribe if you haven't already, and